What's going on YouTube? Today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to restore a timber deck. If you're new to the channel, I need you to hit that like button, because here on the channel we're all about doing things ourselves and also saving a little bit of cash in the process. With all that said and done, my name's Kurt and you're watching Project Lift. Now, restoring a deck's really simple. I'm going to break it down into 3 easy steps. First, we're going to strip the deck, then we're going to sand the deck, and then we're going to oil it or paint it, whatever you want to do. So, for the first step of the process, I'm going to be using this Deck Clean by 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭. What we're trying to do when we use this sort of stuff is we're trying to strip the timber back to as bare as possible. What this is going to do, it's basically going to remove all the dirt, stains and nasty things that have grown on your deck since you last restored it. Now you can mix this stuff up in a bucket, make like a solution, or you can put it in a chemical sprayer. However you want to apply it is up to you. Now there is a range of different products that do the same thing, so you don't necessarily have to use this one. That's just one that I've sort of always used, so that's why I have it. Rightio, for sanding. 2 different sanders that I used. Used the belt sander, great for taking a lot off fast, not so good for doing decks. Reason being, if your deck's been out in the weather, your deck boards are likely to be slightly bowed from heat, moisture, all that sort of stuff. And belt sanders love flat surfaces, so when the surface isn't completely flat, it doesn't sand well. Could have got away with using mostly the little trusty orbital sander. Great little tool, works just as well as the belt sander, to be honest. I could have done the whole thing with this. Now, obviously there are far better tools for sanding decks, but if you're DIYing at home and you want to do it yourself, orbital sander, more than enough. For the decking oil, this is what I've used in the past, 𝐸ZZ. Very popular, very UV resistant. Didn't really like the way it made my deck look. Kind of gave it like this green tinge. I mean, it lasted a long time, but to be honest, I thought I'd try something different. So this time, I went with this Timber Protect 1 Coat by British Paints. I thought this was pretty good. Very similar to the 𝐸ZZ. Kind of when it dries up, it's like leaves like a rubbery sort of film. And then over time, when it fully cures, it's pretty solid. Yeah, so they claim that it's 1 coat. Time will tell, I suppose. But all in all, I think this is a pretty good product. I'm not trying to sell it to you, I'm just showing you what I use. Now, application. I used one of these things, the lamb's wool applicator. Not too bad, makes the job pretty fast. You slide the applicator on, close that, lock that, you're done. And then use one of these decent quality paintbrush that's more suited to wood care. Now, hot tip for you is, whenever you're putting your decking oil on, try to make sure you're doing it when your deck's, try to do it in cooler conditions. Because what happens is, if your deck's blazing hot from the sun, and you start applying this sort of UV resistant decking oil, is it basically dries up straight away. And if you can slightly see on here, it kind of creates like a, kind of like sticky rubbery stuff. So you can imagine when you got your nice lamb's wool applicator on here, once that starts to get sticky, it starts to create friction, so it doesn't glide along your deck nicely. It'll end up creating you some emotional turmoil, trust me. So aim for cooler conditions, try to do it in the morning or the afternoon if you can. You can do it out of direct sunlight, even better. That's it for this one. Thanks again for your guys' support. It means the world to me. Love you guys. See you on the next one.